Good day, children. Sai Ram, and welcome back to our next lesson in history, that is, last phase of struggle for independence. Now, children, in our previous lecture, we have learned about the civil disobedience movement. In civil disobedience movement lesson, we have learned about the three round table conferences. We have learned about the Gandhi-Irwin Pact. Okay, now let's learn something new in this part of independence, that is the last phase of struggle for independence. Okay, now in this session, in this lesson, we are going to learn about these main things, that is the Quit India movement of 1942. We'll also learn about the underground movement that had taken place during this time and the contribution of the Indian National Army by Subhash Chandra Bose. Okay, these are the things which we are going to learn in this lesson. So let's start with our lesson. That is, first we will talk about the Act of 1935. According to the Act of 1935, a provision was made, okay, for the British governed Indian provinces. Whatever British governed Indian provinces were there and princely states were there a federation had to be established. Okay, according to which the working of British governed provinces will be handed over to the Indian representatives. And if at all, if the princely state join this federation, then they have to lose their autonomy, their power, their authority. Okay, they will lose their authority in their state. That was the condition of this federation. So when the princely states came to know about this, they refused to join this federation. Now they refused to join, so that the proposal over here of the federal state in this act was not brought into practice. Okay, whatever proposal was there in the federal state in this act, that was not at all brought into practice. So this was the Act of 1935. What is the Act of 1935? Provision for the British governed Indian provinces and princely state to form a federation. Okay, in which the princely state, many of the princely state did not join because they would have to lose their autonomy. Now the next, provincial cabinets. Now what is the meaning of this provincial cabinets? The Indian National Congress, although they were not at all satisfied with the Act of 1935, but still what they did, they took part in the elections which was going to take place of the provincial legislature. Okay, now as per the elections of 1937, there were altogether 11 provinces were there. How many provinces? 11 provinces were there, and from these 11 provinces, Indian National Congress gained over 8 provinces. Okay, from 11 provinces, 8 provinces was gained by Indian National Congress, which is also a majority. From 11, 8 provinces are coming to Indian National Congress. That means Indian National Congress had a majority. So they came into power. Now the remaining 3 provinces which were there, which were not won by the Indian National Congress, these 3 provinces, none of the party could achieve majority over here. Okay, none of the other parties, none of the other political parties could achieve majority in these 3 provinces. And so what happened? A mixed type of cabinet was formed in these 3 provinces. Okay, a mixed type of cabinet was formed over here. Now the cabinet ministers of the Indian National Congress, they started doing useful works for the people. Now what are the useful works they had done for the people? For example, the release of the political prisoners from jail. Okay, whoever political prisoners were prisoned by the Britishers, they were released from the jail. Then introduction of basic education in the country, prohibition of liquor. I hope you all know what is the meaning of liquor over here. Yes, prohibition of liquor, measures undertaken to improve conditions of the Dalits. Okay, in our previous lecture we have learned who are the Dalits. Okay, Gandhiji used to call the Dalits as Harijans, that is Hari Ke Jan, and for which Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar had been the representative of the Dalits. Okay, then passing of Act. What is that act about? Giving debt relief to the farmers. Okay, if the farmers have taken any loan from any money lenders and all, okay, to give a relief to them. That these are the things the Indian National Congress cabinet ministers started doing for the people. Okay, what after coming into power, the Indian National Congress did many good things for the people, like the release of the political prisoners from jail, introduction of the basic education in India, prohibition of the liquor, and then there were measures undertaken to improve the condition of the Dalits. Okay, even act was passed in which the farmers got relief from their debt. These are the things the cabinet ministers of Indian National Congress had done for the people after coming into power. Next thing what we are going to learn is the Cripps mission. Now what is this Cripps mission? Now when the Second World War was going on, that time what England had done, England had supported America against Japan. Okay, in the Second World War, England had supported America against Japan. Now, there was a fear for the England people that Japan had already reached the eastern borders of India. And any time they can come into India and attack over India. So, this time, the England people needed the help of the Indians. If at all the Indians will not help in this in such a condition, then easily Japan would drive the Britishers out of India, would come into India and drive the Britishers out of India. That was the fear in the minds of the Britishers. So what did Britishers do? So the British Prime Minister Winston Churchill, what he did, he sent Stafford Cripps, Sir Stafford Cripps, who was a businessman. Okay, he sent Sir Stafford Cripps to India in the year 1942, that is March 1942. For what Stafford Cripps was sent to India? To with a proposal of India in front of the Indians. What is the meaning of India in front of the Indians? That means you take, it was like selling India to the Indians only. In that way, such a proposal was brought by Sir Stafford Cripps. Now, whatever proposal Sir Stafford Cripps had brought, that in that proposal, it was not clearly mentioned that India is going to get freedom. So, it was not mentioned at all. So, the Indian National Congress, they rejected this. They rejected the proposal of Sir Stafford Cripps. That is a Cripps mission. Here, the Indian National Congress rejected the proposal, while the Muslim League also, they also rejected the proposal. Because in the proposal, this was also not mentioned that Pakistan is going to be created. Okay, it was not at all mentioned anywhere that the creation of Pakistan will take place. For that reason, the Indian National Congress as well as the Muslim League, both of them, they rejected the Cripps mission. So here, the Cripps mission became a total failure. Next, Second World War and the Indian National Congress. Now, the Second World War began in the year 1939. Okay, the Second World War had begun in the year 1939. First of all, it started in Europe. And then, what happened over here? The Viceroy, Lord Linlithgow, what he declared? He declared that India was on the side of the England. Okay, and England was fighting to save the democracy in Europe. This was the declaration done by Lord Linlithgow, that is the Viceroy of England. Okay, without asking anybody, he just declared that India was on their side and India is also going to take part in the Second World War. When the Indian National Congress came to know about this, they said that if you have already declared that India is on your side, first of all, give us freedom. Okay, first give India freedom and then declare that we are on your side. Unless and until you give us complete freedom, we are not going to declare ourselves on your side in the Second World War. Now this demand which was there of the Indian National Congress, it was rejected. Okay, England refused to fulfill such type of demands. So because of this, what happened, the provincial ministers, that is Indian National Congress provincial ministers, all of them resigned in November 1939. They said, if our demands are not at all completed over here, being in the provincial being the provincial ministers, our demand has no value. Okay, what is the use of becoming the provincial ministers? So all of them, they resigned in the November 1939. Okay, the Second World War and the Indian National Congress. Next is Quit India movement. Now, as the Cripps mission, we have seen about the Cripps mission, what happened about the Cripps mission, in which the Indian National Congress decided to start an intense movement for freedom. Okay, the Cripps mission, which was a total failure. Now the Indian National Congress decided that they are going to start an intense movement for freedom. Okay, now the working committee of the Congress, what they did, they passed a resolution on 14 July 1942 at Wardha, which demanded the end of the British rule in India. Total British rule in India should be ended. That was the demand put forth. And if at all the demand is not fulfilled, the Indian National Congress warned the Britishers that we are going to start a non-violent movement for freedom of India. This was a warning given by Indian National Congress to the Britishers. Okay children, I hope you all have understood till here. Okay, so we have understood. I hope children you all have understood till this Quit India movement. Okay children, so what have we learned in this lecture? We have learned about the Quit India movement. We have learned about the Second World War and the Indian National Congress. Okay, the Second World War took place in 1939. Okay, then we have learned about the Cripps mission of Sir Stafford Cripps. Okay, which was a total failure because there was not clearly mentioned that India is going to get complete independence. Then we have learnt about the provincial cabinets formed of the Indian National Congress with a special majority, and we have also learnt about the Act of 1935. I hope children you all have understood till here. The remaining part of the lesson we'll do in the next lecture. Till then, thank you children.